I still haven't found my friend.
Oh, don't worry. She'll turn up. Unless she's dead.
That's not in the movie! It's Scooby-Doo's 55th anniversary, and you know, there's some interesting things we haven't seen about this franchise. Well, I'm actually just going to focus on the live-action movies, because that's where the most of the info I could find is from. So, let's look at some spooky lost media from Scooby-Doo for the big dog's 55th birthday. So, I want to begin with a movie that just wasn't made. Scooby-Doo 3 was going to be the third installment in the live-action Scooby-Doo franchise. The plot was about the gang going to Scotland because a town had complained to them about monsters being all over the area. The conflict would have been the humans are actually the problem, and Scooby and Shaggy have to come to terms that monsters aren't always the bad guys and have to help them. The reason this movie wasn't made was because Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed didn't do too well in the box office. It did make money, but not enough for Warner Bros. To think a third one would be worth it. Which is a shame, because this is something Scooby-Doo hasn't gone into too much. Just imagine a story where the gang team up with monsters against the town. Wouldn't that be something? Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed doesn't have too much lost media to it except for monster costumes from the museum scene. Instead of listing every costume that wasn't used in the movie, I'll just tell you my favorite ones. Creeper. He's a Scooby-Doo staple and sucks he got left out. It should have been him instead of the zombie. Chickenstein. I'm pretty sure he's mentioned in the movie, so it's a no-brainer that he should have been in it. Redbeard's ghost. His ship is in the movie, and yet he's not. Witch Doctor. I just like his appearance, but I will acknowledge that he probably wouldn't have worked in the movie. And now, the big kahuna of Scooby-Doo lost media. So let's start from the beginning. In 1996, there was a draft made for a potential live-action Scooby-Doo movie about how the gang got together. Later, it was rewritten by James Gunn into the script we now closely know. This draft was dated 2000, but I think that's a discussion for another video, because this script has a lot more to it. But the actual filming script is where all the stuff we want to know about this movie comes from. This filmed version of Scooby-Doo has been dubbed the Gosnell Cut. So one of the biggest things about this movie is that it was supposedly rated R. It wasn't. The intention was always a PG-13 rating, but from what I heard was either a joke was taken out of context to make it rated R, or how revealing Daphne and Velma's cleavage were. Whatever it was, the movie had to get toned down. The movie was originally meant to be PG-13, was cut down to PG after like 3 parents were outraged at a test screening in Sacramento. The studio decided to go a more family-friendly route. Language and jokes and sexual situations were removed, including a kiss between Daphne and Velma. Cleavage was CGI'd over, but thankfully the farting remained. I thought at the time the rating change was a mistake. I felt like a lot of teams came out for the first film and didn't get what they wanted and didn't come back for the sequel. But today, I don't know. So many young kids love those movies, which is pretty cool. Some of the plot lines left out of the movie were Daphne and Fred's relationship problems.
I'm not the same person I used to be.
What? Slow down!
Mary Jane looking for one of her friends named Bethany? One of them. That was the clip from the start of the video. References to old Scooby-Doo shows like certain monsters, like Chickenstein and the Black Knight Ghost. Jokes about Shaggy being a pot seller. No, of course not drugs. Actual clay pots. And, most infamously, the Velma and Daphne kiss scene. The big things in this version, though, is the monsters. Now tell me, what are these things called? Well, in the movie, they're just monsters. But you may be wondering, I thought they're called demons. Well, you'd be right, technically, and wrong. This cut of the movie does indeed refer to them as demons, because that's what they are. And the protoplasms, well, they're just souls. The reasons this island has demons goes into the 2000 script James Gunn made that I'll make a video on in the future. But the reason promotional material calls them demons is because the movie was almost completed when they had the ADR lines of them saying monsters. That's why no character that's not CG says protoplasms off screen except ones that are CG'd in.
And then get out of here before they find you and steal your protoplasm too.
Now, this may have been a question that you, the viewer, might have had when watching this movie. The scene where Mary Jane calls the Coast Guard and the Coast Guard guys are all looking evil after she calls them for help. If you believed that they were possessed by the demons, you'd be right. This version of the movie actually had them and police officers at the Pentagon doing the ritual dance and then getting their souls back at the end. So if you ever had a question over what happened to all the people that left Spooky Island with demons in them, yeah, they were still out there, but now they're all fixed. I hope this answered it for you. Wow, 55 years of Scooby-Doo. Ain't that something? And ain't it something that these could have been part of the Scooby-Doo legacy? A PG-13 Scooby-Doo movie, some more monsters in Scooby-Doo 2, and a potential third one all about defending the monsters? Wouldn't that have been something? But I'm happy we got what we got. But comment down below. Do you wish some of this stuff really appeared? Do you wish you could watch these old cuts or see those other monsters in the Scooby-Doo 2? Or just even see a third one? But till then, I'll see you next time. Tucker, out.